Welcome, explorers! Grab your heaviest winter gear, because today we're traveling straight into the breathtaking, icy peaks of northern Pakistan. Are you ready to climb? Let's dive right into today's explainer.
But right away, we've got a giant mystery to solve on this journey. Why is the second tallest mountain in the entire world actually considered scarier and way harder to climb than the number one tallest mountain? It sounds kind of like a riddle, right? You think the absolute highest mountain would naturally be the hardest. But, well, keep this question in the back of your mind as we climb higher, because we're going to uncover the thrilling answer really soon.
Now, before we take our very first step up the mountain, a super quick shout out. This educational adventure is produced by Waqas Ahmed Shah, an educator and AI agents and automation builder for educators, traders, and startups, based in Karachi, Pakistan. All right, with our backpacks fully packed, let's keep this momentum going and see exactly where we're headed today.
Here is our adventure map for today's journey. First up, meeting K2. Second, discovering Nanga Parbat. Third, surviving the mountains. And finally, some awesome mountain trivia.
Stop number 1. Meeting K2, the king of the Karakoram.
Sitting right on the border of Pakistan and China in the mighty Karakoram mountain range, K2 stands at an unbelievable 8,611 meters tall. To give you a quick idea of just how massive that is, I want you to imagine a mountain so incredibly high that its peak reaches all the way up into the sky where commercial jets actually fly. It is literally gigantic. So K2 is the second highest mountain on Earth, and hey, you might also hear it called by its other name, Godwin Austen.
And this brings us right back to our big mystery. So we know Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world, but remember our question? Why is K2 actually harder to climb? Well, the secret is up in the sky. Even though Everest is taller, K2 has some of the absolute wildest, most extreme weather on the entire planet. The freezing storms and totally unpredictable conditions make it the ultimate challenge. I mean, it scares even the bravest and most experienced climbers in the world.
Let's look a little closer at those dangers. The crucial point here is that climbing K2 is definitely not just a long, snowy walk. Climbers have to battle through absolute freezing storms. They face extremely high winds that can literally knock a grown person right off their feet. And if that wasn't terrifying enough, there are these huge chunks of ice that can suddenly just break off from the mountain and slide down the tricky paths. Sadly, because of these extreme dangers, many really brave mountaineers have lost their lives trying to reach the top. It's a mountain that demands total respect.
All right, moving on to stop number 2, discovering Nanga Parbat, the Bear Peak.
Traveling west to a beautiful area called Gilgit-Baltistan, sitting just south of the famous Indus River, we find another incredible giant. Nanga Parbat towers at 8,126 meters high. That makes Nanga Parbat the second highest mountain in Pakistan, and get this, the 9th highest peak in the entire world. Honestly, standing at the foot of it, you would feel as tiny as a little ant looking up at a giant skyscraper.
So Nanga Parbat actually translates to naked mountain. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth would a mountain be called naked? Well, it gets that name because it has these dramatic, incredibly steep, bare, rocky faces. The slopes are actually so steep in places that the snow literally can't even stick to them. It just slides right off, leaving this dark, bare rock exposed for everyone to see. It is famous all around the world for this stunning, dramatic look.
Next up, stop number 3 on our map, surviving the mountains, life at the top.
Now, you might think these harsh, rocky places are totally empty, right? But actually, mountains are home to about 1/10 of the world's entire population. Just imagine for a second that you're living here, way up high in the clouds. Your everyday tasks are completely different from living down in a city. For starters, the air is much thinner up there, which means getting enough oxygen is tough. It makes simple things like breathing and working really, really hard. Plus, the land is super rocky and on a steep slope. And because of that steep, rocky land, it is incredibly difficult to plant seeds and grow food. Even building a safe, warm house is a huge challenge when the ground isn't even flat.
And then the ultimate test arrives, winter. Surviving the freezing winter is so incredibly tough that families have come up with this amazing strategy. First, as that bitter, freezing winter season sets in, it just becomes way too cold to stay high up. Second, whole families pack up all their belongings. And third, the entire population of these high villages literally moves all the way down to the plains. You know, the lower, flatter lands, just to spend the season in a place where they can stay safe and warm. It's an incredible, massive journey they make every single year.
Okay, time for stop number 4,
Mountain Trivia Fast Facts. Get ready to have your mind blown. So there are 14 mountains in the entire world that are over 8,000 meters tall. Just 14. But out of those highest peaks on Earth, a whopping 4 of them are located right here in Pakistan. That is exactly why Pakistan is proudly called a mountaineer's paradise.
And hey, if you thought 4 was a lot, try 100. Across its massive mountain ranges like the Karakoram, the Himalayas, the Hindu Kush, and Suleiman, Pakistan is home to more than 100 mountain peaks that are over 7,000 meters tall. I mean, that is an absolute forest of giant, towering mountains. All right, let's do a super quick recap of our amazing adventure today. We successfully solved the mystery of why K2 is so difficult. We survived its imaginary freezing storms and extreme winds. We climbed up the steep, bare, dramatic rocks of Nanga Parbat. And we learned all about the daily challenges of the incredible mountain people and how they braved the freezing winters by moving down to the plains. You guys did a fantastic job today.
If you had fun exploring these giant peaks with me today, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and follow. We've got so many more amazing world adventures, mysteries, and explainer journeys coming up, and I really want you to be part of the expedition every single time.
Before we pack up our gear and head back home, I want to leave you with one final question to think about. Out of everything we explored today, if you could visit just one mountain in Pakistan, which one would you choose, and why? Would you brave the wild storms of K2 or gaze up at the steep cliffs of the naked mountain, Nanga Parbat? Think about it, maybe talk about it with your friends, and keep exploring the amazing world around you. See you next time!